from Melissa's Creation. It has been a while since I've gone live here, and I just wanted to pop on and let everybody know that I got my copy of the holiday catalog. Now, I cannot show you the inside of the catalog yet, but I can show you my pre-order, what I got, and we're going to put a project together. I'm really excited to dive into my holiday catalog 2019 unboxing. I just got a suite of products and one additional stamp set, but we're going to be putting together a project using those materials today. So I'm really excited to show you guys how I am gonna get all of that put together. I haven't decided which one I'm gonna do yet, so we're gonna kind of see where the mood takes us together. So again, I cannot show you the inside of the catalog yet, but if you are one of my customers and you have access to my VIP stamp group on Facebook, and you've placed an order with me in the last year, you have received a free copy of this holiday catalog. If you're interested in becoming a customer, just head over to MKre8tions.com and you can shop my online store as well as join that exclusive Facebook group. So let's dive in and see what we can come up with here. Diving in to the box of goodies. Let's see what we've got in here. Ooh, I am so excited. Oh my goodness. So my demonstrator friends that are out there have already been able to pre-order. If you are not a demonstrator and you're a current customer, or even if you're brand new to Stampin' Up, right now Stampin' Up is doing their recruiting promotion, I believe is still going. So if you're interested in getting some of these goodies before they're available to customers, just send me a message and we can have a little chat about it. I don't even know where to start. There's so many goodies in here. I don't know how to say it. I'm just going to say Toile. The Toile Tidings suite. So I opted to get the entire bundle, and it comes with a whole bunch of products that you see here. So let's start with the stamp set and the coordinating dies, which are these. So the first product in this bundle is the Toile, I'm not sure, this stamp set here, and it's gorgeous. Cling mount, and we have these beautiful sentiments, the bird, lots of little swirly guys here, and this very lovely branch. And that comes with the Stampin' Cut and Emboss dies. So I'm gonna tear these open. And again, after we do the unboxing, we're gonna actually do a project, so stay tuned for that. And this is what the dies look like. All right, so we have the die to cut out the bird, some little leaves here. This will cut out the little bunch of the little sprig there. And then we've got the cutouts here and here for the sentiments, the banners. So that's pretty awesome. And then we do have a couple of swirls here. Very, very cool. So let me tuck this back in just so I keep everything in order. So that's the first set of products in this suite bundle. Next up, we have this lovely stamp set here. Tidings all around with the coordinating all around wreath dies, Stampin' Cut and Emboss dies. So let's open this guy up. And this is really cute because we've got the wreath and these large sentiments, and you can also use these for tags because you have your to and your from sentiment there. Love it. So let's open these. All right, let's see what's in here. I think this is gonna make some gorgeous cards. Oh my goodness, look at this. So we have a base wreath here, and then we have an accent wreath here. Oh, so many things I can already see that we can do with this. And these are fun. There's two separate pieces on one die here. So you can just run that whole piece through and get those two pieces. So it goes a lot faster when you're trying to cut out the accents to place around your wreath. Very, very cool. I'm really excited to play with that and see how it goes. All right, just going to tuck that back in, and let's take that out. All right, I'm going to show you this one last because it doesn't go with the suite. And here's extra copies of the catalogs, so I'm going to set those aside as well. and that's not part of the suite, so I'll show you that in a minute too. All right, so next up, we're going to show you the ribbon. So this here is the double stitched ribbon in garden green. So it's, what is it, 3/8? It is 3/8 inch wide. This roll comes with 10 yards, which is really awesome. And we're just gonna peel that off. Look at how gorgeous this ribbon is. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love it. That's gonna make some awesome bows on our projects. Okay, so it came with that ribbon as well as this beautiful ruched ribbon. This is 1 inch wide. Again, you get 10 yards, and this is in the color Real Red. So very traditional Christmas colors we've got going on here. Really liking that right now. And this ribbon is, oh, look at how pretty that is. I can just imagine just a gorgeous bow done up with this beautiful stuff. Oh, yes. Yes. All right, so we're going to set that aside. That also came in this whole suite of products. And we also have the Toile Tidings glitter enamel dots. So again, those same colors in various different sizes. Oh, those are so yummy. And I'll show you that also in a minute. Okay, and then the last thing, oh, I have 2 packages here. So let's see what we've got. I believe one of these is actually gift wrap, so you can coordinate your cards with your other projects. This is the Toile Tidings gift wrap, which, let's dive into that and see. Grab my snips out here and just give that a little score on the back. I'm excited about this gift wrap. I can't wait to wrap something now. Is Christmas here yet? I feel like it needs to be here right now. Okay, so is that, oh wow, yeah, okay. So you unfold it once and then it folds out humongous. Oh my gosh, it won't even all fit on camera, but this is large. So 24 by 12, 24, 36 it looks like. So that's a good size piece of wrapping paper. And I believe there's 4 total pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so you get those 2 different prints. You get this beautiful berry and leaf and twig print here, and then you get a striped one as well. So those are really cool. I'm really excited to play with this wrapping paper, you guys. Woo, that is awesome stuff. So that's the wrapping paper. Now let's get into the DSP that coordinates. I am loving this. This is so gorgeous, and I'm really feeling the traditional Christmas colors. What about you guys? What are your favorites? So right here I have the Toile Tidings, and again, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I'm just gonna say Toile. I think that's pretty close. The DSP, so we've got this gorgeous print here, and then on the reverse we have the red, beautiful. We've got the beautiful check. Again, the reverse is the other color, and I think that is the same with all of these. Yes, looks like that's the pattern we're going with. I love these, they're so pretty. Oh, I love this one with the elk and the fox and the bunnies and the bears. That's cute. So that is a whole load of beautiful, gorgeous DSP that we get to play with. So that's everything in the suite of products. Now, I bought this as a bundle. The whole suite came with all of these different products. So let's put these back into frame here so that you can kind of see what all came in it. All of these, and the wrapping paper, as well as the DSP. Okay, let's see. Can you see those? Yeah, you can see those okay. All right, so all of this that you see here, 2 different stamp sets with the coordinating dies, 2 ribbons, the wrapping paper, the DSP, and the enamel dots. all came in this bundle. And it's a really great way to sample the entire bundle and get kind of familiar with all of the products, and you are able to coordinate with everything here to make some really beautiful cards, and of course wrapping your gifts with the gift wrap. That is just amazing. All right, so now I'm going to dive into doing an actual project, and I'm just going to case the catalog and do one of the projects straight from there. So I'm pretty sure I have everything I need to do this one card that I'm looking at. Again, I can't show you the card because I cannot show you the inside of the catalog yet. Not until September 4th is when you're able to order these if you're a customer. If you're a demonstrator, or if you're interested in becoming a demonstrator, you can get these products now. So if you're interested in that, let me know, and I'd be more than happy to talk to you about it and get you some information. So our project today, we're going to make a card out of the Toile Christmas. So I'm going to set the other one aside. And I'm running short of breath. Most of you may already know I am about just past 6 months pregnant, so you'll have to excuse me for running out of breath. So I also really quick want to show you Shimmery crystal effects. This is pretty darn cool. Speaking of that ice that Teresa was talking about earlier, I got this because it is going to make some shimmery effects on our projects, and I'm really excited to see how that's going to work out. So probably going to have to shake it before use. So we're going to see if we can incorporate that on our project today. And I did get the new Delicata pigment ink in the Celestial Copper. I am really excited about this. It's just a beautiful metallic ink pad. So I'm going to play around with that a little bit as well. So I'm going to set that aside for now. And finally, we have this Nature's Beauty Cling Mount stamp set. And what I love about this is in the holiday catalog, they are donating, Stampin' Up! Is donating, I think it's $3 of each sale of that specific stamp set, yes, goes towards mental health organizations. And I just thought that was so great. This is their Making a Difference stamp set in the holiday catalog. And I really think that it's important to recognize mental health. So I wanted to make sure that I picked that up for myself so that I could kind of see, help contribute. And then also I have some ideas to make some projects with that too. So I'll set that one aside, and we're going to focus on our card today. So I know I'm going to need some of this beautiful DSP. So I'm going to grab some of that out now. And again, I can't show you the sample because I can't show you inside the catalog yet. However, I can show you all of the gorgeous projects and products that I got. So I'm going to start with this for my base, and I'm going to actually cut a piece to put onto a piece of Whisper White cardstock. And I also need the check here. So I'm going to take this. So we're going to cut a small piece out of these two. I'm going to set the rest of this aside. And I think I said I was going to use Whisper White cardstock, but I'm pretty sure that the background on here is vanilla. So yes, I'm going to, which is great because I've been really favoring Whisper White cardstock lately, but I've been wanting to get more into my vanilla. So this is perfect. All right. So we're going to do a standard size card. So the first thing I'm going to do from my vanilla is cut a standard card base. So that's 5.5 by 8.5. So I'm going to put the long edge in at 5.5. And then we're going to rotate and score that at 4.25. That will give me my base. All right, so there's that. Now I'm going to cut a piece from this twig and leaf DSP. And we're going to cut that to fit the front of our card base, which is 4.25 by 5.5. So I'm going to chop off 4.25 and rotate and chop off at 5.5. All right, so then that's going to sit right on the front of our card base. just like that. Now I'm going to chop up a piece of this gorgeousness. And for this, I want to be able to still see the green border here, but we're going to cover up quite a bit of it. So I'm going to cut this at 3 3/4 by 4, I believe. 3 3/4 by 5. Yeah. All right, so 3 3/4 by 5. There we go. So then that's going to layer on top of that layer, just like this. Oh, it's going to be so pretty. Yes, I'm so excited about that. All right, let's set this DSP aside. And let's see, gonna need another card piece. So with the rest of that half sheet of Very Vanilla that I have, we're going to cut out another mat, and it's going to be smaller than that. So if that's 3 3/4, let's do a 1/2 inch smaller. No, let's do 3/4. So I'm going to do 3 inches. I'm going to measure it on my card. Yeah, that looks good. So 3 inches, and I'm subtracting 3/4 of an inch from my last dimension. So if it was at 5, then that would be 4 1/4. So 3 inches by 4 1/4. Right there like that. Yes. Oh, this is going to come together so nicely. And then I'm going to save this little chunk that was cut off so that I can do a little banner edge and put my sentiment on it. And it's going to go kind of up in this corner here. And with the rest of this, I'm going to stamp my cardinal and one of these branches here and bust this guy open. Okay, so fresh, brand new. The first thing I do is I pop out the stamps that I'm going to use right away. So it's going to be that guy and this guy. Careful not to tear that stem. And one of our sentiments, we're going to use, I think this one. For You with Love. That's the one we're going to use. And I'm also going to use the tiny swirl. So we're going to use this little swirl here. So I'm just going to start with those. And I'm going to show you guys my tricks on how I get the stickers on there. So I'm going to take some snips and I'm going to use those to peel up the edges of the backing on the stickers so that I can get in there. All right, so we're going to start with the cardinal. You want to make sure that you leave your sticker on the sticker sheet. Okay, and then I'm going to peel the backing off of my stamp, like so. And then to line it up, I start with one side, and I'm just putting the tail down first, and then I'm going to go down to the feet. I'm just making sure that as I go, I'm lining up that cardinal outline with the outline of the stamp sticker. So then when you peel it off, you have a really nice and even placement. Now these cling style stamp stickers are really sticky. So what I like to do is I just kind of take just a touch of that stickiness off by putting it on my arm. Then I can peel it off and it's ready to go. I'm gonna need a larger block. My D size just isn't gonna cut it. So I'm gonna set this guy over here for a minute. I'm gonna do the rest of these. I'm gonna take a breather so that this pregnant lady can breathe for a minute. So I'm gonna be quiet for a second while I finish this up for you guys. Now that we have all of those done, I'm just gonna pop the rest of these back in, and I'm just gonna wait until I'm ready to use them before I finish the rest of those. So I'm thinking that size. This is the E acrylic block. So I'm gonna, yep, that'll be perfect. Throw my cardinal on there. All right, let's start by stamping our cardinal with Real Red. not sure if I've even used this ink pad yet, you guys. My goodness. I just got a few of these ink pads. So let's give that a whirl. We're going to stamp him down here. See how he turns out. Oh, gorgeous. Isn't he just so pretty? Yes, thank you. I love it. We're going to do our branch. Okay. And I just want to do a really faint outline, I think. So I'm actually going to stamp this off on a scratch paper before I stamp it down. So let's ink that up. And I'm going to stamp it off and then stamp it down. And remember, we're going to cut these out so they can be kind of crooked and right next to each other. And that's great. I just wanted a really faint outline because I'm going to be coloring it all in. Are you guys getting ready for Christmas? I know that it's only August. Summer isn't over yet. School has barely started. But I tell you what, I am super ready. I'm so ready for Christmas. I'm so ready for fall. Baby is due November 9th, so we're really anxious to welcome him into the world. All right, hopefully that stuff doesn't fall down because it's teetering on the edge. Okay, oh, I gotta sit down. This is nice. I need, let's see, I have this for the beak. I need I guess I'll use gray. See if I can turn that part gray. And I do need a brown. So let me grab my soft suede, which is a nice brown for the branch. And scratch paper. All right. I'm gonna save the blends for last to make sure that this can dry a little bit more. Whew. All right. So I'm going to get some water in the tip of my pen here. And we're going to start with the beak and hope that it goes well. All right. So I'm squeezing the stamp pad so I can get a little pool of ink on the top of the case here. We're going to pick up some of that and we're going to color in his beak. And because I'm not using watercolor paper, be very careful. You don't want to go over the area too much or else your paper is really going to pill. So just be cautious with that part. All right, that's all you need for the beak. It's a lovely color. Now it is going to blend a little bit with the red bumps, but I think it's going to be okay. Yeah, it looks pretty good. So now I'm going to take that basic gray and I'm just going to go over the darker part around his eye and beak. And I'm not going to do too much. I just want to add a little darkness in there. So hopefully it's not going to be too watery. But trial and error, right? Yeah. Okay. That's seems like quite a bit of water, so hopefully that'll soak in a little bit. And it's not super dark, but it's just a little dark enough. So I'm gonna leave that. And now let's move on to the brown for the branch. You could also use a blender pen. That would probably work really well on this too. I don't know exactly what technique Stampin' Up! Used on their sample because I am casing the holiday catalog right now. But I thought that watercolor would look really nice, so we're going with it. We're seeing how it flows. And then just do very smooth, short strokes with this guy. Whee! It's very calming. I love doing this. I never thought that I was very good, but if you're just tracing lines, that's not too bad. I have a lot of water in this brush tip now. Okay. So let that blend in just a touch. And now I'm gonna use this is the Old Olive Stampin' Blend. And I'm gonna use the thin tip instead of the thicker brush tip. I'm just gonna color in those leaves. Okay, so we've got all that. Now, I do want to color him in, but I want it to be lighter. And I'm just kind of worried that if I try using a blend, it's just not going to work as well. Or a Stampin' Blend. So I think I might go back to my aqua painter and hope that it works out. So I'm going to pick some of that up, rub some of it off on my scratch paper, and then I'm just going to color in very light layered strokes. Trying not to go over the same area too much. There we go. That's not too bad. It works. Hey, you know, we don't all have to be amazing artists to create something beautiful. And I am going to leave a little bit of that white streaking detail in there too. There. Like it. All right, so we've got that done. Oh, yep, I smudged. Be careful when you're doing it because you're gonna smudge if you put your hand on there. Oh well, that's what happens when I'm not paying attention to the entire project. No worries. All right, so I'm gonna set that aside to dry for a minute before we cut it out. I'm gonna move along to my sentiment and my little swirl guide. And I'm going to dig into this Celestial Copper Delicata ink pad. Really excited to play with this. So I'll take my snips and just open that up a little bit. Yeah. Ooh. Oh, it's so gorgeous. Okay, so I'm going to take my sentiment, For You With Love, and we're gonna ink that up. Oh, yes, please. Yes. And we're gonna stamp that off to the right, kind of in the middle here. Oh, that's pretty. Let's get it a little closer in here. Isn't that gorgeous? You can't really see the shimmer on the camera. The lighting isn't great, but it is beautiful. I'm also gonna take that swirl. I'm gonna do one on the top and one on the bottom. Okay, one there and one down here, reversed. Boom. Yay! Oh, it's so cute. I like it. All right, I can put the lid back on that. Now we're gonna cut our banner edge. So to do that, if you have a square punch, you can just stick this in and cut it right like that. Also, if you have the banner punch, you can do the same. I'm just gonna take my scissors, snip up in the middle, and then go from the corner up to the top of that snip. Repeat on this side. And boom, there's my banner. Now I might need to trim it off a little bit, but I'm gonna wait and see, and when we get this cut out, kind of put everything on there and see how I'm looking. So now it's time to cut these out. I'm going to grab the dies. These are the Christmas Cardinal dies. We're gonna get out, of course, the Cardinal and the twigs. This lovely bunch of twiggy goodness right there. And I think, oh, let's see. Let's do some of these as well. these little guys. Okay. I'm gonna bring in my die cutting machine. Here we go. And I have my magnetic platform along with 2 cutting plates. So here's 1 cutting plate. I'm gonna put my cardstock on, and then followed by my dies. You might want to let these dry a little bit more than I am, but for the sake of live video, I'm just gonna go for it. And I'm gonna do one at a time, actually, just to make sure that I don't boo-boo. All right, run that through. There's my Cardinal done. Hello, Mr. Birdie. Pop out the square between his feet. Cute. Oops. All right, set him over there. Now I can do that leaf. And if we're lucky, this die will cut out my smear. Oopsie. Let's see if we're lucky enough. These cut so nice. Oh, it did. It kind of cut out that smear, so we got lucky on that one. Yes, we did. I love how that looks. What do you guys think? Now, like I said, you lose a little bit of detail, but it's still really pretty. I'm liking it. Yes. Haha, I've got garden green. That is the same green, right? Let me look over here at my ribbon. Yes, that is garden green, and it coordinates beautifully. So I'm going to use some of this to cut out a couple of those leaves out of the dies. So I'm just going to chop a little chunk off of this. That's all we need. It's just like 3 inches, not even 3 inches. So I'm going to cut just a few of these guys, maybe 2 of each to see if that's enough. First thing, I'm going to take my bone folder and crease the score line on my card base. Get a really nice crisp edge. There we go. Okay, I'm going to take this. Now, a trick, if you want to save some of this paper in the middle, you could take one of your rectangle or square or oval framelits and or dies, and you could cut out the middle of that. I'm not going to worry about it on this card. I do like the weight that I get from all of these layers. So I'm just going to match up the edges and get that stuck down. Same thing with this piece. You could, if you wanted to, take a die cut and cut out of the middle. But I'm going to call it good on this project. There we go. And I think I'm going to glue this one flat down as well. You could pop some of these layers up if you'd like. I think I'm just going to go for the flat look today. Boom. All right. So I am going to pop up my Cardinal with my dimensionals, and then I'm going to tuck in my sentiment behind him. And then I also have my branch to do. But I think I can, well, maybe I should do the branch first, actually. I'm just going to put the dimensionals on him so he's ready to go. There we go. So we're going to do the branch first. And it kind of goes around here-ish. So I'm going to go ahead and use glue dots for that, just to make sure I get it stuck down really well. Oh, beautiful. Yep. All right, now for the Cardinal, I'm gonna peel all those backings off of the dimensionals. And he is going to go, that's about right. Actually down a little further, so he's kind of resting on it, huh? Yeah, let's do this. Okay. He came out really well. I think I might take my Stampin' Right marker in basic black, and I might color in his face a little bit, because using the gray and the watercolor, it didn't darken it enough. So I'm gonna take my black marker and do that in a minute. But first, I'm going to trim this down. So I want it to go about there, so it doesn't quite go off the edge of the card, but I want it to tuck behind my Cardinal. So I'm gonna cut this at an angle first to try and get my placement. And it's okay if it does stick off the card slightly. It depends on if you're going to mail this card or not. I may or may not be mailing this, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it like that. So I'm gonna use some snail on the back of that to tack that down. Okay, just like that. And home stretch, we're going to put some of these down. And I also need some ribbon. I'm gonna use my new ribbon. So we've got our double stitched ribbon here. I'm going to tie a bow. So the way that I like to tie the bows is I start at the tail end. I'm going to make a loop. Then I'm going to make another loop on the other side. A generous loop with quite a bit in the middle here. And then, let's see, let's cross this one over. So the tail is underneath. So I'm going to cross this over and tuck it under and pull it through. And pull it tight, and voila, look at that beautiful bow. Yes, gorgeous. Make it a little bigger. There. Okay, and now I don't use my paper snips for ribbon. I have separate ribbon snips just to make sure that I keep my paper snips sharp. So I'm going to trim this off at an angle, trim this off at an angle. And if you want, you can save that for another scrap. You could use it like as a little banner piece behind something else. So there's that bow, and he's gonna go, he goes down here. And we're gonna use some glue dots to get him stuck down. But before we glue that, I'm just gonna add a couple of these twig leafy guys. Actually, I think I'm going to use one large and the two small. I'm going to save the other large one for another time. So we're going to, oh, and actually, oh no, they used a small one up here. Maybe they used all smalls. I'm going to use my glue dots. I'm just going to put, I don't need a lot. I'm just going to put one glue dot behind this middle leaf here. I'm going to use my snips to pick that up and find my placement. So pick that up. Oh, I got a reserve glue dot on my finger there. Okay, we'll use that in a second. So I'm gonna put this, looks like he kind of follows right around this area. And then I'm going to use this stowaway that landed on my finger. I'm going to put the glue dot there. Don't use your snips to take your glue dots off of your hands. We don't need any Band-Aid episodes today. All right, and now this one I'm going to angle straight down. And then I'm also going to chop off this bottom leaf. because you're not going to see it. It's going to be behind our ribbon. And lastly, I'm going to chop off those bottom two, so I just have another gathering of 3. And I'm going to glue it under his feet, kind of around that area. So one more glue dot we'll put in the middle leaf again. Pick that up. Whoop. And we're gonna tuck it under his foot and put it in this vicinity. Like so. All right, and then the final few glue dots we'll put on the back of the ribbon here. There's one there and one there. That should do it. And now we can put this like so right here. Oh, you guys, if you could see the sample, I think I did a pretty darn good job. I am, however, going to do another couple finishing touches. I want to see what this shimmery crystal effects does. I'm really intrigued by this. So I'm going to give it a shake, I think. Let's see, does it have instructions? Use the applicator tip to apply a thick layer of shimmery crystal effects to your projects. Use care when applying near stamped images. Ink may smear if it comes in contact with shimmery crystal effects. Let dry completely 30 to 60 minutes before handling. Okay, so I wonder if I can do like a dot. I'm just gonna put a dot up here. Okay, so it's kind of like a little, it's kind of like a pearl or something to that effect. You can make little pearl shapes and it just has a little shimmer to it. But what's great about this is you can make it any size you want. So very, very light-handed squeezes. And then I'm trying to shape it in a little circle drop. It's very sticky, so just be aware of that. And I think I'm just gonna leave that alone. Basic black. And I'm gonna take, let's start with the brush tip. And without smearing, without smearing those, just gonna color in so it's a little darker. And I think it's really gonna add a lot to this card. It might be a touch dark. Maybe I should have used gray, but I think it really makes him pop. It really makes him stand out. And there we go, you guys. What do you think of that card? Are you a fan of this suite of products? I think it's kind of fun. It's really cute. Very beautiful, made with love for sure. I hope you guys enjoyed that beautiful project and this very lengthy video. My first live video on my public page here in a while. I'm hoping to do some more. We'll see how it goes when baby arrives. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to visit MKre8tions.com if you would like to either sign up to be a demonstrator so you can get these beautiful products now, purchase other products from the annual catalog right now, become my customer and join my VIP group where I show sneak peeks and other videos, or just come over and say hi. I have a blog that I post to regularly with lots of projects and ideas and inspiration. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you guys have a fantastic afternoon, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!